You are not lazy, you are not undisciplined, and you are almost certainly not the exception. Research shows that over 88% of working professionals procrastinate on important tasks every single day, not because they lack ambition, but because of a specific and well-documented conflict happening inside their brain right now. Understanding that conflict won't just explain your behavior, it will change it. Before we get into it, if you want more research-backed content like this that actually helps you perform better at work, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. It takes 2 seconds and it is genuinely worth it. Now, let's get into this. Behavioral researcher Tim Urban spent years studying the procrastinating mind and identified a pattern that every high-functioning professional will recognize. Inside every brain sits a rational decision maker, the part of you that builds project plans, sets quarterly goals, and knows exactly what needs to happen today. But in the procrastinator's brain, that rational voice shares the wheel with what Urban calls the instant gratification monkey. This character has no concept of deadlines, no memory of yesterday's priorities, and no interest in your career trajectory. It operates on a single principle: what feels easiest right now? The result? You sit down to close a proposal, and 40 minutes later, you are reading about something completely unrelated, not because you chose to, but because the monkey took control before you noticed. There is a third character in this system, and for most professionals, it is the only thing that actually moves the needle. Urban calls it the panic monster. The panic monster wakes up when a deadline becomes dangerously close, when there is real risk of public failure or professional consequence. The moment it appears, the monkey retreats, the rational mind takes over, and suddenly, you have the focus and output of someone twice as productive as usual. This is why so many high performers work brilliantly under pressure. It feels like a superpower. It is actually a warning sign, because the panic monster only responds to deadlines. And the most important work you will ever do, building your expertise, developing your team, investing in your health, pursuing the projects that actually define your career, none of those come with a deadline attached. Without a deadline, the panic monster never wakes up, so nothing moves. And that delay does not register as a crisis, it registers as tomorrow. This is where most content about procrastination stops. It diagnoses the behavior, names the characters, and moves on. But Urban noticed something more uncomfortable in the thousands of responses he received after writing about this publicly. The people who reached out were not students stressing about assignments. They were professionals, engineers, artists, and executives, describing, with real frustration, the feeling of being a passive observer in their own careers. The problem was not that they failed to meet deadlines. It was that they never started the things that mattered most. Urban illustrated this with a simple tool, a life calendar. Every week of a 90-year human life represented as a single box. The total number of boxes is smaller than it looks, and a significant portion of yours is already behind you. The question is not whether you procrastinate on tasks with deadlines. The question is what you are indefinitely postponing that has no deadline at all. So here is what the research actually tells professionals to do. Not motivational advice, but a structural fix. First, assign deadlines to deadline-free work. The panic monster is not going anywhere. Stop fighting it and design around it. Set a meeting to present your idea. Book the appointment. Tell someone. Create the external pressure that your brain is waiting for. Second, recognize the monkey the moment it appears. The switch from productive work to distraction rarely feels like a choice. It happens in the background. Awareness is the first intervention. Third, and this is the one most professionals skip, identify the one project you have been postponing indefinitely. Not the overdue email. The career-level, life-level thing you keep saying you will start when things settle down. Things do not settle down. The boxes keep moving. The procrastinator system works in the short term, but no version of it works forever, unless you decide to take the wheel yourself. If you recognized yourself in any part of this, the monkey, the panic monster, the project that never starts, drop it in the comments. What is the one thing you have been putting off that actually matters? If this reframed how you think about your own productivity, share it with someone on your team who needs to hear it. Like this video and subscribe for more content like this every week.